Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Yes, 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 yes. Come on. And literally, I feel like I feel the same way I felt when we beat Man City last season in the first game of the season between us. That is how I feel. Like, that is how much Aston Villa's gotten into our heads. I feel like, my goodness, we've just beaten Man City or Real Madrid. That is a big win, guys. That is an absolutely big win. I predicted 2-1. I even thought they were going to score, but to go there, a team that beat us 2-0 last season and 1-0 at their place last season, we didn't score against them last season. We went there and we kept a clean sheet on top of that as well. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely buzzing with that. I am so happy, man. Like, I cannot believe we've actually gone there and won 2-0. That is absolutely massive, man. Beating Wolves and then beating Aston Villa back-to-back weeks. 2-0, 2-0, back-to-back clean sheets. That is the perfect way to head into the next fixtures against Brighton, Tottenham, and Man City. We needed that because earlier today, Man City won their game, and us facing Aston Villa right after Man City faced Ipswich, we needed a win. We needed a big win, and we've got that big win. And a lot of teams will struggle away at Aston Villa. So for us to go then pick up that win, I'm absolutely buzzing. 2-0. That is what you need to do against teams like this. In the first half, it wasn't the greatest of performances, but I was already saying, listen, as long as we get a win here, I just want a win and get the hell out of Villa Park. That is all I want. I don't need a good performance. I don't need an excellent performance from every single player. I just need us to go there and win the game and get out of there. And that is a big win. We've finally exercised those demons. It was tough playing against them last season, but you've gone there and you've won the game. Professional performance. So as I always tell you guys, I really trust in this team. I cannot wait for the other new signings to come this coming week, but I always believe in this team. Like this team that we have right now, I usually believe they can beat a lot of the Premier League teams, but it's just because they're competing with Man City. That's why we need more. But for today, I am absolutely buzzing, man. Big win for us. Keeping a clean sheet on top of that as well. Absolutely buzzing, man. 6 points out of 6. That's exactly what we needed, and we've done it. Raya, fantastic once again. What a start this season for David Raya. He saved us. Listen, they could have scored fast against us today. It would have been a problem. If Aston Villa scored fast in that game, it would have been a problem. We needed to score fast in that game, and we did. And Raya is one of the reasons once again. Just like last week, Raya saved us once again this week, and we saw the qualities of Saka and Trossard once again. Absolutely fantastic. I am so happy. Got the 2-0 win. Let's get to the match. Actually, let me know how you guys are feeling. How was the performance for you? Was it a good enough performance? Are you even bothered about the performance, or you just needed the win? Let me know who your man of the match was. Was it Trossard off the bench? Declan Rice played okay, especially in the second half. Partey was great. Timber was great in the first half as well. Calafari looked good and he came on for the 10 minutes. So I'm just so happy, man. Like, I don't think you can take off this smile from me. Watching those Aston Villa previews over the last 3 days, and all those other previews from all the analysts and stuff, and they were saying, listen, I still think Aston Villa is going to be a tough team for us. I don't think they're going to beat. I don't think Arsenal are going to beat Aston Villa. Arteta is Emery is better than Arteta. Are they going to beat them? Really, listening to all that, I was like, wait, does everyone actually think Aston Villa is going to beat us? This is worrying, but I was confident we were going to do it because last season, as I said in the preview, last season Aston Villa did not outplay us and beat us. I said at home we had 17 shots. We didn't score. They had 2 shots on target and they scored 2 goals. When we went to Villa Park last season, we went there. We had 10 shots. They had 9 shots and they beat us in that game as well. So last season, they didn't really outperform us. We just needed to take our chances. And that is what we did today. And they were trolling us at the beginning of the game. They did. They had their Champions League trophy at the entrance just to show us, just to troll us and stuff. Eat that, guys. Sack on that. 2-0 to Arsenal. Fantastic win. Exactly what you needed today. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Fantastic. The new jersey is working already. The new jersey. Every time we wear black, we're unbeatable. And I think that is like 8 wins out of 9 this year away from home. The only game we didn't win away from home was Man City away from home back in like March or something. That is unbelievable. And another clean sheet. I think it's 8 clean sheets out of like 10 games away from home over the last 10 games. I'm buzzing, guys. I'm absolutely buzzing. So let's go to the lineup. Let's get to the lineup that we had today. I think this is the right one. Yes, that is it. So we went with David Raya in goal. Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel at the back, and then Timber at left back. So I asked you guys a question yesterday. Would you start Calafiori, Timber, or Zinchenko? I knew Zinchenko wasn't going to be played in this one. It was either going to be Timber or Calafiori. He went to Timber. Timber had come on last week, obviously. Played really well in the first half for sure. Timber. Midfield, Partey, Rice, and Odgaard. again, that is our midfield. Obviously, Merino hasn't joined yet, and Jorginho is obviously going to come off the bench in some games. Saka on the right, Martinelli was given the nod. I was actually surprised. I had Trossard in my starting lineup. Many of you actually said you prefer Trossard to Martinelli in this game because Trossard has been clutch, and literally the way he came on and scored after with his first touch, fantastic. Havertz up front, Kai Havertz up front. We didn't have anyone else to play there, so even if Havertz was not playing well, we literally don't have anyone else to play there. So I think surely we are going to sign someone, a forward player. Because without, if Nketiah leaves and Nelson leaves and Vieira's just left today, by the way, there's a here we go for Fabio Vieira today. We don't have enough players on the bench. Even if we add Merino here, if Nelson and Nketiah leave, we don't have enough players on the bench. So it was only really Trossard that we could bring on to change the game for us today. And he did. On the bench, Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Calafiori, Kiwior, Jorginho, Trossard, Nwaneri, Nketiah, and Reece Nelson. So that team that is starting the game, that team should be good enough to beat any team. I trust in this team so much. As I've always told you guys, I want us to sign players because we're competing with Man City and teams like Real Madrid and Bayern. But if Man City did not exist and Arsenal was the only team in the Premier League with the other 18 teams, we don't even need a signing. I think this team that you have is good enough to beat all those other teams. This team that you have is incredible, especially these defenders. Like even today, the way we've kept that clean sheet. Ben White is with his S-housery, they just kick the ball to the guy. I just love everything about Ben White. David Raya. Last season, people say David Raya does not deserve the golden. He only got the Golden Glove because of the defenders, or he doesn't deserve to be in the PFA Team of the Year because he doesn't really make saves. It's his defenders that help him. Not in these first two games. These first two games, David Raya has been absolutely exceptional for us. Saliba today, my goodness, the confidence in this guy. That's the Saliba we know. Not the one that gave away the ball last week. This is the Saliba we know. Confident, dealing well with the other players. Yes, there was mistakes here and there. Absolutely fine. Yes, we were lucky and there. Watkins missing those two chances, but you have to make your luck. Going to Aston Villa, going to a Man City, going to a Liverpool, you have to make your luck as well. Yes, those teams are going to create chances. You just have to, you just have to get past that. You have to survive that and then take your own chances. And that is what we did today. We actually took our chances. The two chances that we had, we took them. And the Partey one wasn't even really a chance. And guys, that is the birthday present I needed. Thomas Partey shooting the ball from outside the box and it actually going on target. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So let's get to how the match went. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Are you buzzing like I am? I definitely am. So the first 10 minutes of the game, it was a bit slower. Obviously, the game. I think we were kind of worried about them, obviously because of everything that's happened last season. So we were a bit wary, cautious. Don't let them score fast. You never know what is going to happen. Last time we went there and they scored a goal within like 5 minutes of the game, and it was tough from that point on. Today, we were trying to control possession. Kai Havertz and Timber, they looked good on the left side in the first 8 minutes. Timber was, controlling everything. Martinelli was getting involved in the game. There was some neat play there. A bit of poor final ball and everything, but the rest of the play was great. We weren't really giving them any chances, and we should have been 1-0 up in the first 15 minutes of that game. That was an incredible save. Yes, Martinez is a bit of a troll these days, but this is an excellent save. I'd already counted this. This was supposed to be 1-0 from Saka. I don't know how he saved that, but that was a really, really good, very, very good save from him. Very good play from us. The build-up play was really good, and Saka looked very, very good as well. Saka is looking sharp, by the way, at these first two games. Fantastic save. And from that point on, that's when you start thinking, oh my goodness, Martinez has saved that. Is it going to happen again? Are they going to, get the better of us again? He made that incredible save from Trossard last season, and Trossard missed literally in front of goal. But that was a fantastic save from Martinez. But you still needed to, keep on trying and trying. And literally 9 minutes later, we were so lucky Watkins did not score. Watkins should have put them 1-0 up. He was all by himself, and he ended up missing it. And I usually don't expect Watkins to fluff those kind of chances. The first one, not the one in the second half, the first one. Because I think Watkins scores against us every single game. I think I saw him scoring against us back in 2020 something during that COVID time. There's a time they came to the Emirates and beat us 3-0. I'm sure Watkins scored twice. He scored against us last season. He scored against us the previous year, I think at Villa Park. Like, Watkins always scores against us, and he always comes close to scoring as well. Last season, before he scored the game at the Emirates, he had hit the post as well in that first half. So we are very lucky that he missed that opportunity. And it had come from this. I don't know if I count it as Gabriel losing the ball or Gabriel being fouled. Did you guys think this was a foul on Gabriel, or do you think he just lost the ball? Because I think this is where it came from, and then they created the chance, and then he missed it. But either way, that was the only time that Gabriel really got exposed. Absolutely no problem with that. The rest of the game, Gabriel and Saliba were very good. When you're playing Aston Villa or Liverpool or even Tottenham, all those teams, I don't expect us to be 100%, perfect. There will be mistakes here and there, and those teams have very good players like a Watkins and a Bailey. I would expect Bailey to get past Timber a couple of times, even if Timber is a better defender than Zinchenko. It doesn't matter. Like, you would expect Bailey to try and get past him a couple of times because of the pace and the quality. But today, that defense did really, really good, and I'm so excited by this defense. That is now 2 clean sheets. I predicted Arsenal to keep the same number of clean sheets we did last season, so 18 clean sheets. That is already 2. To this defense that we already have, we've now added, obviously, Timber is like a new signing, and we've added Calafiori to that. That is exceptional, man. That is a very good defense. And now the goalkeeper is looking really good as well. So that really helps us as well. So still 0-0, 24 minutes. In this kind of game, I was not worried. I was like, that is fine, 0-0. That is fine. As long as you don't let them score fast, because it's going to be difficult to get 2 goals. That is what I say to myself in the first half. Just keep it at 0-0. We'll try and get a fast goal, 1 goal in the second half, and defend it and try and get the win. That is fine. Saliba defensively in the first half looked very, very sharp. As always, today, that is the Saliba that we know. Today, there's an interception he made in the 30th minute in our box. Fantastic, man. Like Aston Villa trying to counter-attack us. He looked sharp. The only time that we were under the caution the first half was that Watkins' chance, and there's a time Rodgers just went past Partey so easily, and Declan Rice had to get a yellow card from that. Raya as well, there's a catch he made in the first half, very, very important. But the rest of the first half, basically that was it. There's nothing much else that happened in the first half apart from the save from Martinez and obviously the missed chance from Watkins, and that was it. But listen, there was something else there. There was something else. Havertz went through not one-on-one, but he was given a through pass and he went through. Now, in that situation, that is a very good run. Like, in terms of making runs, I don't think there's anyone who's as good as Havertz. In terms of making those runs in behind, sometimes he makes those runs, I'm like, that is very, very good. Like, that run, like, just timed the run perfect, onside and everything, fantastic. But in that situation, he tried to cross the ball, like, literally immediately. That is why I need a bit of more composure. You can turn to your left foot and just have a shot or something. I still don't think he's 100% confident in himself in those situations. Like, it kind of feels to me like he's like, oh, let me just pass the ball and get it away from myself. I don't like that. You need to be more composed in that situation, because against Aston Villa, you're not going to get that many opportunities to like run in behind them, even though they play with the high line since last season. I don't know if they're playing with that as much as they did last season, but you're not going to get an opportunity on an opening like that throughout the game against them, because that was like the second one in the first 33 minutes. So we had only like opened them up twice or something. So I need Havertz to be more composed in that situation. The runs, fantastic. The runs he was making, there's a couple of 1-2s that he played the Timber and Martinelli, really, really good from Havertz. But when you get in the box, if there's no one to pass the ball to, don't just try to pass the ball. That was a bad pass anyway. There was like 2 players in front of Saka. I don't know what he was trying there. You can just turn to your left foot or just take a bit of time, like he did against Man United last season at Old Trafford. That assist for Trossard, do that. Take some time, wait for the player to make a run, and then cross the ball. But yeah, that was basically it for the first half. Nothing else much happened. I think this happened, though. I think this happened in the first half as well. There was this McGinn smashing the ball to Saliba and Ben White. Look, I love Ben White, man. Like, people who talk about Ben White being replaced, we cannot replace him. As Guardiola once said, he cannot be replaced. We cannot replace him. Like, Ben White's like, I just love him. Like, he doesn't take this nonsense from anyone. That is what you need. The time in the second half when they were throwing Calafiori around, I wanted Ben White to be there, because Ben White is always going to be there for his players. I love that. Now, yeah, probably they should both have been given a yellow card. I would have been a bit surprised if they had given a yellow card to both of them, but he didn't give a yellow card to any of them. But this is what we need to see. 2-3 years ago, they would have bullied us, McGinn. They would have looked at our players and they're like, this is just, look at these tiny Arsenal players, Rob Holding, Pablo Mari, Willock. They would have looked at us like, what is this? But these days, with these men that we have in our team, Ben White, Gabriel, they can't bully us. Like, Gabriel cannot take that nonsense. Ben White does not take that nonsense. Rice does not take that nonsense. Partey. It's good to have a team of men that we can't get bullied. But that was it for the first half. 0-0 at halftime. I was okay with the first half. It was a bit quiet, but I didn't expect us to outplay them or anything. No, it's still Aston Villa. They're still in the Champions League. They still beat us twice last season. They still beat Man City last season. So in this kind of game, you just need a 1-0 and you get out of there. So second half, we were so lucky, man. David Raya. It could have been 1-0 to Aston Villa if it wasn't for David Raya. What a fantastic save. They hit the shot, it hit the bar, and his reflexes, man. David Raya's reflexes in that situation to get up and to make that save from Watkins. I don't have the screenshot here or anything, but I'm sure you guys watched the game. You saw that save in the second half. I think that is the save of the season so far for sure. Last week, he made that, actually 2 world-class saves in 2 games. Last week, that save from Lassen, the Wolves striker, and today, that was supposed to be a goal. I think if you check the XG of that, it will be like very, very high, like it's supposed to be a goal. So that save from David Raya, I think I would say he basically won us the game. Yes, Trossard won us the game, but before that, Raya won us that game. If they went 1-0 up, it could have been different. They would have maybe tried to keep possession, defended like they did last season. 1-0 and the game is out of sight pretty much, because it's their place, the crowd and all that, and knowing that they've already beaten us twice, you start thinking, are they a bogey team? Are we cast against Aston Villa? Are they going to beat us again? No. Raya with that save, keeping us in the game, fantastic save. I can't wait for the player ratings. I'm going to give him such a high player rating, such a high rating because of just that save. That was fantastic from David Raya, and everything else as well. There's a few crosses they were putting in, and David Raya is just coming and collecting them very easily. Love that, taking pressure away from the defense, the rest of the defense. Now, we need to talk about Martinelli. We'll talk about him in the player ratings, but we need to talk about him. I don't think he was completely bad, but I still don't think we are getting the Martinelli from 2022-23 season. That Martinelli as well is not confident. That Martinelli that we saw today is still not confident. We need him. We cannot just say throw him to the bench and forget about him, just play Trossard every single game, forget about Martinelli. We can't do that. I think if we are going to win this league, last season, if Martinelli performed well, I think we'd have won the Premier League. That's how much important he is to us. But the fact that he didn't play well and Jesus didn't play well and a couple of other players, we didn't get any attacking returns from those players. That is one of the main reasons why we didn't, we didn't win the league. We scored 90 goals, guys, without a striker. If Martinelli and Jesus played well last season, that would have been 100 goals. So we need Martinelli to play well for us to win that league. We need him to be up to par. So I was surprised he started today. I wanted Trossard to start, and it doesn't help his case. The fact that Trossard came on in the 64th minute and a couple of minutes later he had scored with his first touch, it doesn't help Martinelli's case. I don't think he starts next week. Trossard is playing against his former team next week. I'm watching it right now. Brighton beating Man United. Oh, another very good birthday present there. Thank you, Danny Welbeck. Trossard, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Clutch. This guy is absolutely clutch. That's the word for him. Clutch player. What a signing that we made. Every single day, sometimes I just, lie down on my bed and I just randomly think, thank you, Chelsea. Why? Chelsea took Mudryk, and that is why we got Trossard. Do you know how bad Mudryk has been for Chelsea? They played against Saviet the other day, and Chelsea fans were crying. They were begging us like, Arteta, what the hell did you see in Mudryk? Come and get him right now. We don't want him. If we got Mudryk, I don't know how it would have done for Arsenal, but I don't think it would have been as good as what Trossard has done so far. The first season that Trossard came to us in January, I think he had like 11 assists in 4 months or something like that. The second season, last season, he basically was scoring every single important goal. We thought we were going to lose to Chelsea. Trossard pops up in the last minute, scores. Wolves, tough game away from home. Trossard pops up, 1-0, we score. We are struggling to score against FC Porto in 2 legs. Trossard pops up, we score. We are struggling. We are about to lose at home to Bayern Munich. Trossard pops up, we score 2-2. Like, he's done so much for us over the last 2 years since we signed him. And he signed him for like 25 million or something like that. So it's up there. Like, in terms of Arteta signings, I don't know who I'd rate as my top 3 Arteta signings. I do know Odgaard would definitely be in the top 10 because Odgaard has been an exceptional signing as well. I think I'd actually have Trossard in the top 3 as well. In terms of the best signings that Arteta has made, I think I'd have Trossard and Odgaard in the top 2. Then the number 3, I don't know. It could be anyone. It could be Gabriel. It could be Ben White. I'd have a hard time naming the number 3. But Trossard has been absolutely incredible for us. Absolutely incredible. And that goal that he scored, he didn't really even celebrate that much, but fantastic to put us 1-0 up. At that point, okay, the worst that can happen today is them maybe getting a point from this and us not losing. But the moment you go 1-0 up, the moment you have a player, I would have loved to see Martinelli in that position. Probably scores as well, but doesn't bode well for him. But Trossard, fantastic once again. I absolutely love him. For 25 million, what a bargain. 1-0 up, and let's not forget about Saka as well. Saka got the assist for that once again. That is 2 games right now. Saka, 1 goal and 3 assists. So basically, every single goal that you scored this season, Saka has been involved. Yeah, that play is incredible. So Saka, for us to win the league, Saka has to play well for sure. Like, it's way too important for us in our team. Saka was incredible once again. 1-0 to Arsenal. Man, I celebrated that goal like the way I celebrated Martinelli scoring against Man City last season. I was so happy. Like, we've scored a goal against Aston Villa. Actually scored against Aston Villa. I didn't even expect us to get a second goal. I thought we were now going to, just be professional, just kill the game off, take some fouls, all that. But he actually got a second goal. Once again, Trossard, the run that Trossard made in behind, I don't know who gave the pass. If any of you know, the pass to Trossard on the left side, I don't know who gave it to him. If you know, just let me know in the comments. The pass to Trossard on the left side, and then Trossard crossed the ball, and then it went to Saka, and then Saka gave it to Partey. And Thomas Partey actually had a shot on target today. That is what you want to see from Thomas Partey as well. Fantastic finish from him. The goalkeeper could not handle it, and the fact that Martinez could not save it makes it even sweeter, The troll, we dislike him. I don't hate Martinez, but he's a bit of a troll since he left Arsenal. Fantastic Partey to make it 2-0, and you could see how happy they were. The way they were celebrating that goal. Partey, the way Odgaard jumped on Partey, like that team damaged us last season. They damaged us last season to the point of where people are now expecting Aston Villa to beat Arsenal. Their fans are now saying we are more scared of them than they are scared of us. So they're damaged us mentally, not even in terms of play. In terms of football, as I said in the preview, I still think we are a better team than them. I don't think they outplayed us last season, but it's a bit of a mentality thing. The way we went like 10 years without beating Man United and 10 years without beating Liverpool and like 7-8 years without beating Man City, it just becomes a mental thing. You can outplay them, but they still beat you 1-0, and you're like, maybe you're just never going to beat these guys. But Partey makes it 2-0. Another Saka assist, another brilliant play from Leandro Trossard. Absolutely fantastic getting the second goal, because he killed them off at that point. I think they're taking off. I don't know why they took off Watkins. I would have kept him on, but Watkins went off. Onana went off. Bailey. I think Bailey. Digne went off. There's someone else who went off. They made subs, but even their bench, I want to see their lineup again, but I actually do think their bench was slightly better than ours. Like, they could bring Barkley off the bench, Duran off the bench, Maatsen as well, very pasty left back, Champions League finalist last season, very, very good bench. So we've beaten them, and that is a massive win, man, massive win. Saliba, once again, there was still some time for Saliba to make a tackle, and there was still some time for us to make it 3-0. I usually don't expect Odgaard to miss those. On his left foot, 3-0 would have been so sweet, man. Absolutely sweet. But Odgaard, in another situation, that is a bad miss. However we look at it, that Odgaard miss in the last minute, the one that he shot over the bar, that is a bad miss, because I usually expect him to score from that situation. He never misses those kind of opportunities. But luckily, we had already won the game. I guess it doesn't work out for him at Villa Park. This is the third game at Villa Park where he's missing a chance like that. Last season, he had like 3 chances. And I remember when he beat them 4-2. Odgaard also had like a clear-cut chance where he missed like literally in front of goal. So he never has the best of days at Villa Park, but hey, we still won the game, and the rest of the game, Odgaard is still very good in terms of controlling. There's a time he got around the 60th minute before he made the sub. I was thinking the only way we can score today, it has to come from Saka and Odgaard, because they're the ones who are getting involved. Martinelli was quiet, Havertz was quiet, so we weren't really using the left side, and team had gone a bit quiet in the second half. So I was thinking Saka and Odgaard are the ones who were going to save us today. And lo and behold, both assists come from Saka to give us the 2-0 win. Big win, guys, man. That is a big win. Like, I don't know. Like, even if we beat Tottenham in after the international break, I still think this is bigger win than beating Tottenham away from home, because Aston Villa is really good. Champions League team. Last season they won almost every single game at Villa Park. They have a very good manager for sure. Very good players in their team. Good bench. Clinical players like Watkins. Thank God he wasn't clinical today. And David Raya, fantastic. That is what you need to see. Players, we don't depend on one player. Saka contributes, Raya contributes, Saliba contributes, another day Partey contributes, Rice contributes. Rice as well. Rice was really good in the last 20 minutes in terms of carrying the ball forward. that is the Rice that we know. Rice was absolutely incredible once again. So before I come to the player ratings, let me see what you guys are saying. There's 200 of you on YouTube and another 200 of you on Facebook. Thank you for being here. Good evening, everyone. I think we need a pure number 9, says Sinclair. I'm starting to think we are definitely going to get one, because looking at the bench today, we literally do not have anyone else to bring on. Especially if Nketiah and Nelson leave, then that means we don't really have anyone on the bench to bring on, even if we don't have numbers. Forget about quality, we just wouldn't have the quantity to bring on. So I'm thinking we're definitely going to bring a couple of players this week, including a goalkeeper and a forward player. I don't know who it's going to be. Let's hope we get a forward player, just even in terms of numbers. Shearer said he will stake his neck that Arsenal will lose. Yeah, I saw those kind of comments from a lot of people, Francis. Even Ian Wright, he was worried. Tim Sherwood was saying, Arsenal will, I don't think Arsenal will win today. There's another person yesterday had saying like Aston Villa will definitely beat Arsenal. Arsenal don't have that mentality. They are scared now. 2-0 Aston Villa, something like that. And I even started believing it. I was like, am I delusional? Maybe they're actually right. Maybe they'll actually beat us. But no, I was still confident. I predicted 2-1. I thought they were going to score even better. 2-0, even better. Bro, we have won, but you still need a serious striker now. You see City because of Haaland's goal. City's dominating the league. Another hat-trick today. Yeah, let's hope. That, as I always say, that is the only part where they're beating us. I think we have a better defense than Man City these days. I don't know. Is Ederson really that good these days? Midfield-wise, Rice is always compared to Rodri these days. Odgaard, in terms of creation, is on like he can create as much as De Bruyne over the last 2 years. The only part where Saka is always compared to Foden, the likes of Doku, you can definitely say Trossard is better than the likes of Doku. The only player who beats us, fair and square, is yes, you can say Rodri is better, whatever, but I'm saying the one who like 100% beats us in terms of is a striker. We don't have a Haaland, and they have everyone else. We can say we have someone close to that. If they have Rodri, can say Rice is not bad in that midfield. If they have De Bruyne, can say Odgaard has been incredible for us for 3 years. You call Saka Foden. A lot of us believe Saka is better, so we can compare to them a lot of times. Defensively, you're better than them. Like even today, I watched the Man City Ipswich game. Ipswich had like 3 opportunities, they scored and they could have had a couple of others. But us, when you play a team like Ipswich, like I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't even have a shot or something. So, hopefully we do sort that out, Emma. I will bet my life savings that Arsenal will top the league by Christmas. Hopefully, Ray, but I want us to top the league in May. Hopefully we do just keep on winning and create a gap between Man City and us. Let's just keep up with them for now. I don't want them to even go 1 point ahead. I learned a big lesson last season. Even if they're 1 point ahead and there's still 20 games to go, we cannot depend on the other teams. They're not going to help us. Tottenham, West Ham, forget about them. Let's just do our job and focus on ourselves. Anu says today, say from where should win us the Champions Trophy. It deserves it. Like there's a few things that happened to us and you're like, this one deserves to win the league, like Nelson's goal against Bournemouth, today's save from Raya, that deserves to win something. Bright says we also, the way Kai missed those chances, the chances a bit unfair. He didn't have chances. He only had one opening. He didn't really have chances today. But yeah, I've already said my thoughts on that one. He should definitely do better. You can't just pass the ball without looking. In that situation, you need to do better. So I didn't really have any chances, though. We didn't even create a lot of chances. We didn't need to. We just needed to score the ones that we had today. And we were so lucky in terms of this Watkins chance, man. So lucky. That's why we missed Timber last season, says James. Nashville, now with the addition of Calafiori, it's a strong defense for sure. Last season, we were unlucky for sure. I don't think Zinchenko was supposed to play like against Liverpool or Man City, those games. Zinchenko has his games, but he was forced to play those games because Tomiyasu was injured, Timber is injured, and he didn't really have anyone else to play there. So with Timber there and Calafiori there and Zinchenko there, and if I don't know if Kiva is going to stay, and if Tomiyasu comes back, like you have different games, different players. Everyone has their game. Like today, we knew this is not the game for Zinchenko up against Bailey. Next week, they have, I think, Jakub Minty on that right side and Mitoma on the left. That is probably a game for Calafiori and Timber still. So yeah, the next couple of games, we know these are not games for Zinchenko, up against Foden on the right side. Those are not his games. But after that, we'll have a home game, I don't know, against Fulham or Crystal Palace, games that you're going to dominate. I'm not just saying the easier teams, I'm just saying the games that there's no tough winger to be up against. If there's a tough winger, quick winger, that's not games for Zinchenko. If we play him against Salah, what do we expect? He's going to be exposed, obviously. I mean, all the best defenders get exposed by Salah. So Zinchenko's not the best defensively, he's going to be exposed. So those kind of games, you play Timber and Calafiori. Timber did very well against Bailey today. He didn't really get past him too many times. I don't even think, maybe once or something. If Zinchenko could have started, we could have lost, says Ali Nur. Let's focus on the positives, but Bailey probably would have had a couple of chances. We need a striker and a very good one, says Philip. Buzzing, says Anu. Roger says, I hate Martinez. We all do, man. He's so proud. I was happy seeing him lay down as the ball rolls in. Yeah, he deserves that, man. He's a troll. This guy's an absolute troll. Timber isn't yet truly fit. Calafiori is yet to adapt. Odgaard should start shooting from outside the box like last season. You're probably right. I think by the time you go on through the season, Calafiori starts making more appearances. But hey, it's great to have, these players, us winning this kind of games without everyone being 100%. Because I even don't think Saka and Rice are 100% yet. They played the final of the Euros and he only came back literally very, very late on. So very, very happy with those performances. Thank you, RK. That's a very good birthday present, by the way. A very, very good one. I'm buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Thank you for the special, RK. Thank you for the support. Mubarak says, Mr. Glenn, I agree with you. We need more signings. Can change the game like Trossard, bigger Trossard. I'd like to believe you're definitely going to make a forward signing. As I've said, even forget about quality-wise. We definitely know in terms of quality, you need a striker. Even if you put the quality on the side, in terms of numbers, we don't have enough players. Like if Nketiah and Nelson leave, if you need to make a sub where you take off Saka and Trossard, both of them. Oh, and again, I forgot to talk about him. Jesus is injured again. That's the player. That is why our bench was also very short today, because Jesus was also injured. Like we didn't have anyone else to bring on because Jesus is injured again. Goodness me, I predicted this guy to be the surprise of the season. Please just come back, please. I guess the only positive from that is at least it's not a knee injury, because if it's a knee injury, Jesus is going to be out for 4 months or something. So at least it's a different kind of injury. Let's hope he's back. He's not been picked for the Brazil team. Gabriel has been picked. Martinelli and Jesus haven't been picked, so they won't go for the international break. We need him. He's not going to start games, but some games he's going to come on and make a difference. Like remember Bayern Munich last season, those kind of games, Jesus usually comes on and has a moment of magic and helps us get a goal. We need him in the team, but if he's going to get injured again regularly like he has had the last 2 seasons, we definitely need to get a forward. And we need to get a forward anyway, because Havertz, the thing I love about Havertz and Declan Rice, they're always going to be there. So we'll never really not have anyone else to play there. But if bad luck happens and Havertz gets an injury for a month, we don't have anyone else to play there. Like if Havertz is not there, we don't have anyone to play there. We'd have to try something, Trossard up front, Martinelli up front. We wouldn't have a focal point at all. Trossard massive today, for sure, Mubarak. There's a lot of comments. Thank you guys for always commenting. Mary says we are the Gunners. Emmanuel says good display from David Raya. Please, we need Gyökeres in this team, and what Martinelli fears most is coming season. Put the guy on the bench and start Leo 19. I'm definitely worried about Martinelli, but what I'm saying is we can't just throw him away and be like, okay, just get out of here, just be on the bench. No, we still need him. Some games, Arteta's actually put trust in him, because I didn't think Martinelli was going to start the first 2 games, because Trossard has looked sharp in the preseason games. I'm happy for the results, says Felix. Brighton beware, says Shadrach. Absolutely buzzing, says Martin for sure. Fantastic win, says Tado. Raya, my man, you deserve to be number 1 goalkeeper, says Malwak. I'm happy that he's performing like that. The race has begun. Gunners more fire, says Charles. Yeah, we have to keep up with them. Revenge time, says Rogers. Come on, you Gunners. David Raya, man of the match. You need a prolific striker, says Acuna. Trossard needs to start matches, not Martinelli. I think next week Trossard starts. I wish we had another Trossard again, like a Dingra of Brighton. They were saying if we sign a striker, a winger would be someone like a Trossard. That is what they said. We could try and get someone like a Trossard, someone who's going to be below 30 million, someone who's an opportunity, basically. Trossard was an opportunity. Trossard only became available because he had a fight with the coach, and then he became available, and they wanted to get rid of him. Thank goodness. I'm going with Partey's man of the match, says Frederick. The performance was perfect, says Anu. King says Raya did great, but Trossard is just pure class. Fantastic. Ray says on a different note, Smith Rowe so good for Fulham today. Yeah, really happy for him. I want him to smash it at I've just seen it. This Saka one did not count as assist, right? He did put the cross, but it was had a deflection. But still a very good finish from Trossard. Smith Rowe, happy for him. I really want him to do well at Fulham. He scored today. Buzzing Glenn says, okay, this defense is very clear. We only need a striker, all the best Gunners here defensively. I don't think anyone has a better defense than us. Lawai. Wow, bravo to the boys. They've really done us proud, but kindly we need a striker, especially for that first half, says Marvelous. We are flying high, Ghana, says Benjamin, the perfect start, man. Like beating 2 clinches in a row. Fantastic. Unai says, Jamie, you know what? Well played. Anu says, revenge is so sweet. Unai Emery is, I guess, is an Aston Villa fan. Yeah, really happy. Like, I think that is a compliment to Aston Villa. Like me being this happy and other Arsenal fans being that happy, that's a compliment to Aston Villa. That this is a big win for us. Getting to win this kind of game, it's huge. Like I was even more worried for Aston Villa today than I am for Tottenham in 3 weeks' time. We just needed to remind them about their level, says Urban. Don't compare Aston Villa to Real Madrid, please, Glenn. We've not really played Real Madrid anytime recently, but yeah, this felt like we had beaten Real Madrid, man. Dangerous Sub Trossard says Mubarak. There's a lot of comments. Let me do the player ratings and then I'll come to the rest of them. Let's get down the player ratings. So I'm going to give a lot of high ratings. So Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 2 player ratings. Let's start with David Raya. Fantastic save in that second half. That was absolutely quality because if we go down in that situation, 1-0 to Aston Villa, the game changes. So that was absolutely big from David Raya. And for that save and keeping a clean sheet for us, that counts as a world-class save. And everything else that he did, the corners and the free kicks that Aston Villa had, the way Raya was handling them, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I don't even care if it was just 1 or 2 saves. I think that is how good that save was and how important that save was. Right before halftime as well, there's another catch that he made. He could easily have dropped to the Aston Villa player. It could have been 1-0 to them. Fantastic David Raya today, 9 out of 10. 2 back-to-back fantastic performances from him. Absolutely love him. Ben White, solid. Always doesn't take nonsense from opposition team. Kept a clean sheet for us. I love Ben White. I still remember to this day, if you go back to 2021 and you check the videos that we did when Ben White was signed, I remember saying I'm happy Ben White was signed for Arsenal, but there was a lot of people who were unhappy because Varane had gone to United. You don't know how happy I am Varane went to United and White came to Arsenal. Like Ben White has done way more than what Varane ever did for Man United. So Ben White for 50 million, I think it's been worth it. Let's be honest. I think it's been worth every single penny. Ben White, 8 out of 10 for today. He obviously gets an extra point for this, protecting Saliba as well. This is the kind of guy that you need to go to war with, Ben White. 8 out of 10 for him. The other fullback team, but first half, he looked very, very sharp, and that's exactly what you need in the team. Didn't really get exposed by Bailey, a very quick winger that can expose you any time. We really missed him, as someone said in the chat. I think it was the Nashville guy. We really missed him last season. Like if he was there last season, maybe it could have been the difference between us and winning that league. Like in maybe some games we wouldn't have had to play Kivio, Zinchenko on that side. Timber's fantastic today. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. That first half was really good. He dealt very well with Bailey. We didn't really get exposed at all. 8 out of 10 for him. I think Saliba was very, very good today. He made... I'm going to give him slightly higher than the rest because I think he was really good. I'm going to have to give him a 9 out of 10. I'm going to rewatch the game for sure, 100%. But Saliba, because there's a couple of interceptions and tackles he made in the first half and second half, he was really good. Saliba, 9 out of 10. And there's a time he found himself in the other side, like we were trying to counter-attack, and he was our farthest player forward. Saliba, that is Saliba we know. Iconic player, 9 out of 10 for him. Gabriel, there's that error that he made in the first half, like that Watkins chance that Watkins got. It came from Gabriel. I think it was kind of a foul, but maybe you can say dwelled on the ball too much. I'm not going to give him a pass. I usually say first game of the season you can give players a pass, but second game that could easily have cost us. But the rest of the game, very solid, dealing with all those players that were there, Duran and Watkins. I'm going to give Gabriel an 8 out of 10. They always get an extra mark for keeping a clean sheet. So if you had considered maybe a 7. So Raya 9, Ben White 8, Timber 8, Gabriel 8, and Saliba 9. Midfield, Thomas Partey, very, very good goal. I think he should have saved it, Martinez, but that's not our problem. Partey last week, he was not good last week. Second half last week, he was not good at all. There's even talks about him being sold. We can't sell Partey even before today's performance. You can't sell Partey right now. You'll need to go and buy another midfielder. We don't have time for that. Today, Partey, good performance. That is what you need to do. There's only one time that Rodgers went past him, but that was it. The rest of the game, and he got us the clinching goal. Fantastic. I think he dealt well with them because Aston Villa do have good midfielders, McGinn and those kind of players. That is a good team in that midfield. So Thomas Partey for today, better than last week for sure. I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10. Fantastic. That is what you need to see. That is the kind of performances Partey needs to have. And hopefully it stays fit, because if Partey is performing like that every single day, it makes us a better team. So yeah, that is why you need players like Martinelli to perform well as well. If Martinelli is playing well, it makes us an even better team. We'll count Martinelli though. Partey, 8 out of 10. Now, Declan Rice, as I said, if you go and you watch the last 25 minutes of that game, Declan Rice was superb. Like the way he's carrying the ball, even when you're 1-0 up and Aston Villa can try and equalize, Rice was winning the ball back and carrying us forward, and he was doing that a lot today. Like he was doing that so much. I can see soft stats from today, even before I checked that. Like the last 25 minutes of that game, Declan Rice was exceptional. Like he was winning the ball back, and he should have had an assist. That chance for Odgaard, it could have been a Rice assist. He should have had an assist. Odgaard should not have missed that. So Declan Rice, that is the kind of performance we know as well. Another fantastic signing. Actually, about Declan Rice, it will really take a lot of people to convince me that Declan Rice is not a good player. I still saw some people saying that Declan Rice is overrated. Declan Rice was named in the PFA Team of the Year, and I saw people saying, nah, it should have been Palmer, take out Declan Rice, put in Palmer. I'm like, you guys don't know how good Declan Rice, I think, won man of the match for us like 11 times. And it was not like easy games. He was a man of the match against like Man City, Man United, Chelsea. Like Declan Rice was superb last season. And this thing about Declan Rice passing the ball backwards as well, that is another rumor. That is not true. I saw a stat somewhere that Declan Rice is like second in terms of making forward passes over the last like 20-30 games. So that's another thing that they're lying to us about. So Declan Rice, in terms of set pieces and corners, is the best in terms of defensive midfielders. Never seen anything like that. So yeah, he picked up a yellow card though, but I think it was a needed yellow card. He had gone past Partey and he needed to make that foul. So yeah, if I can get the stats now, things just coming from what I watched, not really from how he performed. If it can come up. Anyway, as it comes up, let me just complete the player ratings. Martin Odgaard. What are we going to give Martin Odgaard for today? That is a bad miss for sure, as I said. He definitely needs to do better from that. But the rest of the game, he was just controlling everything once again. Like, you need Odgaard in your team. Even if Odgaard has a 2 out of 10 performance, I don't think you can drop him the next week. I literally think Odgaard is undroppable in our team. That is why players like Vieira and Smith Rowe have had to go. Not because they are, I think Smith Rowe in another team, he would definitely play. Even Vieira, even though we've let him go on loan, if Odgaard is not there, Fabi Vieira probably gets a few more chances at number 10. But Odgaard is just undroppable. The way he presses, the way he creates chances. There's only a couple of times now that chance that he missed, and there's another time he was supposed to give a through pass to Ben White, and he took too much time on it, and he lost the ball. But for today, I've given a lot of people 8 out of 10. Odgaard, I actually don't. Odgaard. So I want to give him a 7. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 because of that missed chance at the end. I would have given him an 8, but you have to put that on target. So 7 out of 10 for Odgaard for today. Still 7 out of 10. The thing with Odgaard, even if he doesn't, assist or score, you'll never give him under 7 because he's still involved in everything that we do. So 7 out of 10 for him. Bukayo Saka. I think they're going to give him 1 assist, but both goals came from his side. And I think he looked very good today. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Bukayo Saka, very, very good start to this season. This is the kind of Saka we want to have. If Saka is playing like this, we are doing well. And again, Saka's been subbed off twice this season. Fantastic. That is what we need to do. Saka getting subbed off. That is what we need to see. We need him to get rested whenever the job is done. So Declan Rice, I wanted to check how many long balls he had. 5 out of 5. Is he the one that gave the pass to Trossard? So yeah, I think Declan Rice was really good in that final 25 minutes. 1 key pass, 2 clearances, interceptions, tackles. Fantastic. So 8 out of 10. We are in Saka. Let's forget about Declan Rice. We are talking about Saka now. 8 out of 10. Fantastic performance from Bukayo Saka. The other winger, though, Martinelli. Ooh, this is a tough one. I think out of all the players today, I think you have to say that Martinelli is the one that didn't impress that like as much as everyone else. Now, there's still a few things that people prefer not to notice that I usually take notice of. Like defensive work, he did very well. Like there's a time Bailey was trying to counter-attack and Timber's running back and Martinelli's running back. He was trying to win the ball back. They were basically double teaming Bailey. Defensively, Martinelli's coming back and he's doing a lot of good work. But going forward, he does not look confident at all. Let me just check Martinelli's stats from today. And the fact that he was subbed off and then Trossard scored immediately. 1 out of 1 aerial duels, 1 out of 4 ground duels, 50% cross rate, 82% passes, 1 out of 2 passes. Basically, it was just an kind of performance. Like it was just there. It was like whatever kind of performance. Like maybe if he stayed on the pitch, you wouldn't have scored. And I usually don't like saying that about Martinelli because 2 seasons ago, Martinelli was our best player. Last one he didn't perform, so I'm hoping it's just a confidence thing and he'll come back to how he was because there's still a few games even last season, like against Sevilla away, such kind of games, Martinelli still performs very well for you. Let's hope that he does improve. But Martinelli today, he's going to get the lowest rating. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Wasn't great today. Unless I'm being unfair, I don't think he was great today. 6 out of 10 for him. I think he doesn't start next week for sure. Kai Havertz. Second half, he was way too quiet. Second half, Martinelli and Havertz were very quiet. Like I didn't even see them. So if you have someone else there to bring on, you probably take off Havertz and you bring on someone else. But then again, if you look at the bench that we had today, there's no one we can bring on. So that is why I'm thinking surely we're going to get a forward player. There's literally no one there to bring on. You can't count Nketiah because Nketiah is about to leave. We don't have anyone else to bring on there at all. Unless you switch things up and you play Trossard up front or you keep Martinelli on and play him up front. Second half, too quiet. First half, Havertz, as I said, he makes good runs. The first 15 minutes of the game, he did very, very well with Tim on the left side. He was, the touches and all that, very, very good. There's even a touch that Odgaard had in the first half. I'd forgotten, very, very good touch. But second half, very, very quiet. What am I going to give Havertz? Was he involved in the goals? No. I think I have to give him same with Martinelli. If I was giving Havertz, it would have been a 6.5 because the runs were good, but second half too quiet. I didn't see him in the second half at all. So 6 out of 10 for both Martinelli and Havertz. I think that is fair enough. And Saka 8 out of 10, Odgaard 7. From the bench, Leandro Trossard, he basically was involved in both of our goals. He came on he came on for 30 minutes and he did everything. Now we have to give him this. I'm sorry, I don't even care if he was on for 2 minutes. It's like we won the game because of Trossard. 9 out of 10. Yes, he was on for very short time. I usually rarely give 9s and 10s, but he was clutch. He was very clutch for us. And even the second goal, he was involved in it as well. The timing is run and running in behind. 9 out of 10 for Trossard today. Fantastic cameo. Next week, definitely deserves the start. Let's try the opposite next week, Start Trossard and then bring on Martinelli off the bench. Maybe Martinelli comes on next week and scores twice. So let's do that. Let's rotate them. Let's start Trossard and then bring on Martinelli next week. But Trossard for today, thank you very much, man. That was absolutely clutch. That was a very, very good 30-minute cameo. SofaScore have given 7.2. Let me check how long he was on. Trossard today, he came on in the 64th minute. He even won a tackle. Let's see, 13 touches and very, very successful touches. He had 2 shots. There's even a time he had another shot at the end of the game. He went out for a corner or something. 9 out of 10 for Trossard today. Fantastic cameo from him. Not really a cameo, but fantastic 30 minutes from him. Who else came on? Calafiori. I think Calafiori was okay when he came on. I think he looked okay when he came on. He cleared a couple of headers and all that. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Is there anyone else who came on? I still want to see Calafiori like 60 minutes, 65 minutes to judge his game like for a good time, like 60, 65 minutes. So as of now, it's still difficult to judge Calafiori because yes, he's still not ready and he hasn't really played more than 10, 15 minutes, so it's difficult. So for now, I'm just going to give him a 7 for that Kami. I think he was okay, but I need to see him for like 65 minutes to judge a full performance. So 7 out of 10 for him. I don't think anyone else came on. Was there anyone else who came on? Nelson came on. I mean, he came on, won a couple of free kicks, I guess, took a bit of pressure away from us. I'm just going to have to give him a 6. He wasn't on for too long. I don't think we brought anyone else. So fantastic performance, Mikel Arteta. Let me give him a rating. Mikel Arteta for today, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 as well. Like that is a fantastic result for us. We won the game. We kept a clean sheet. Second half, even though Watkins was close to scoring, apart from that, there's no other time that I felt like, oh my goodness, Aston Villa are going to score. And that feeling is the best feeling about being an Arsenal fan right now. Forget about beating people 6-0 and 5-0 and 7-0 and Declan Rice being a great signing and Odegaard's flicks and touches being amazing and Saka being incredible and, Havertz scoring and assisting for like 15 games in a row. All that is good. But the fact that our defense is so solid that even going to Aston Villa today, they have a couple of chances, yes, but the rest of the game, even when you're 1-0 up, I was like, this is good. I think we've won this game. Like, I didn't really expect them to come back and, dominate the game or everything. So fantastic. And the subs today, I think he brought Trossard at the right time. Usually sometimes he waits up until like the 70th, 75th minute. Today he brought on Trossard 60th minute. Fantastic. He came on, made the difference. He kept Partey on. There's a lot of people asking for Partey to be subbed off. Brought in Calafiori for Timber. Good subs, good starting lineup. Fantastic. 9 out of 10 for him today. So that's the player ratings. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Let me take a few more of your comments. Manasseh says hooray to the boys. Frederick says nice introduction. Let's see. RK says please subscribe and smash the like button. Yeah, I mean, if people are Arsenal fans, they definitely hit the like button because they're absolutely buzzing. Let's see. I don't even know which ones I've read, which ones I've not read. Gabriel. Anis, okay. Anis and Alex says Gabriel. So the pass to Trossard through the long ball, that's fantastic then. Like if they want to get that pass as well, maybe I should have given him an extra in the ratings. But yeah, thank you for that, Alex. Thank you, Ernest. Trossard is our lucky charm, says Peter. What a guy, man. Love him. After brightening the corner, nice one. I see what you did there, Edmund. The corner next week and harmonize the Spurs. The citizens won't have any to escape. It would be great to go into that game 4 wins out of 4, having beaten Aston Villa and Tottenham. That would be great. Timber did very well, says Esosa. Charles says buying a Victor and Williams is a no negotiation. It's going to be difficult to buy both of them. We can't keep on laboring like this. A big no. If we don't forget about the EPL trophy, they can start writing them. What? If you can, they can. Don't forget. Unai shot himself with ridiculous substitutions of his killers, but he thankfully grabbed the 3 points. I was surprised he took off Watkins, but that's their own problem. But yeah, I do agree. We need a forward player. My man of the match is Raya, says Frederick. Saka needs competition. Thanks, but Martinelli should be benched, says Bright. Good result for the entire Arsenal, says Ruth. Up at the Arsenal, says Festus. Good game indeed, says Kundu. Gabriel Jesus was injured. Yep, talked about that one. We still need a striker. Victor Gyökeres says Olaide. Gyökeres has been fantastic, by the way, as I said yesterday. He has already scored, I think he already has like 9 goal contributions in 3 games or 4 games. Crazy. We need a striker like Haaland, says Coco. We have no one to be scared of. The fixtures I was ever dreaming of winning. This is the one, man. This is a big win. Let's see. Glenn, I've seen this full fixture for the season. Just have a look at it. I can tell you by looking at the fixtures, Arsenal is going to win, says Alex. Let's get past. If we get past Tottenham and Man City without losing a game, the rest of them after that, I think it's Leicester, Southampton. We can go on a winning run. Last season, what is funny about last season? Last season we didn't lose a game until we played like Newcastle, like in November or something. let's do the same. Let's hope we can go on without losing a game till like next year or something. Calafiori is a gem. We need numbers in front, says Malimbwe. Good result up the Ghana, says Bakare. Victor Gyökeres is now 6 goals in 2 games. He has Joseph plus 3 assists as well. Crazy. It also says my player ratings. Ben White 6 is very low, considering we kept their wingers quiet and we kept a clean sheet. 6 is too low. Even Gabriel 6 is too low, especially as people have said he's the one who gave the pass to Trossard, the long pass. We have to consider that as well. Defensively, I think all of them will get 8 out of 10. I think 8 and above. We kept them quiet. We kept a clean sheet at Aston Villa. That's really good. The rest of them, I agree. Havertz and Martinelli 5, fair enough. But I'm going to give him a 6 because of the defensive work. So I look at everything, not just the attacking work. Their work is to attack, but defensively, I think they did well. And if you watch the first 20 minutes, Havertz was good in terms of the ball playing with Timber and Odgaard and the quick passes and all that. They're opening them up very, very easily. Osman can fill that striker role, says Ray. Don't you think we need a striker? I do. Perhaps keep Nelson for Saka. We can't rely on Jesus. I'm happy revenge day. I don't want Jesus to go anywhere, but we can't rely on him. I agree with that. I want him to stay still. There's games for Jesus, and obviously you wouldn't have to play every single day if you have other players. We need a striker just because of numbers and just to compete with Man City. Ned says, Glenn, I have questions. Why always bench Trossard? What will it take for Arteta to realize Trossard is way better than Martinelli? I guess the goal today. I usually don't like comparing like that. I'm usually okay with who plays between Trossard and Martinelli and White and Timber. But right now, Trossard is the one that deserves to start for sure. We can't just throw away Martinelli to the bench and just say, keep him on the bench, just play Trossard every single day. But he's been given 2 chances now. So actually, Arteta has done him a huge benefit. Like he's given him 2 chances because Trossard performed better in preseason. So he's even been lucky to be given those 2 chances. But hopefully his confidence comes back up. Maybe just needs a goal or something. Trossard is smart and sharp. 1 quick shot without wasting time. Kudos to him. Yeah, it was very just quick, fast touch, goal, job done. Someone else would take a touch there. Still, Martinelli also looks good from the bench. Says Rogers. Let's see next week. I think bring him off the bench next week. Let's see how he does. I'm so happy. The only thing we do is to go ahead winning our games. What I've seen is to get a striker. Yeah, just keep winning your games until the day by a striker. Just keep on winning your games. 2 more comments. Manuel says, Glenn, wishing you happy birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you, Manuel. Super duper, happy duper birthday. Interesting, Emmanuel. Thank you. For me, I give Raya 9. I agree with Barak. Raya was our savior. Partey was good, but he was physically poor, says Ajami. Gabriel defended Samuel well, but he nearly cost us with those major blunders. Timber is good, but he has to minimize his overconfidence. Yeah, you're right. In terms of the overconfidence, Timber does incredibly well. He gets past 3 or 4 players, and then he wants to get past the 5th and 6th one. Yeah, overdoing it sometimes, but in terms of just ball playing is really good. Calafiori needs to adapt yet, despite him being a good player. To crown it all, I'm extremely happy about the revenge, especially beating them in their cottage. I agree. You summed it up perfectly, Ajami. Hi, Glenn. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Musa. Couple more. So sad. Look, Nketiah Nelson still at the bench. Don't worry. Nketiah will leave this week. Nelson, I don't know. There's some people saying keep Nelson. Unless we get, I don't know, man. Because if we get rid of both Nketiah and Nelson, unless we bring in 2 players, if you get rid of Nelson as well, because Vieira's left, I don't think if you can also, I don't know if you also have a chance to get rid of Nelson. I don't think we'll have enough players because Nwaneri will. Okay, let's look at this before I go. We've been going for 58 minutes. If you look at this team, if you add Merino, okay, let's say Nketiah leaves and then you add Merino to that bench. We don't have anyone else. Tomiyasu is the only player who's going to come back defensively. So even if we sign a forward player, because there's still an opportunity, there's still a chance Kivia could still leave as well. So yeah, I don't think we have enough forward players. There's a game like today, or if you're playing a Man City, are you really going to bring in Nwaneri if Martinelli or Saka is struggling? And unless you're signing 2 players, maybe one on loan or something. But for now, I would, unless you get someone else, I think Nelson has to stay for now. Let's see next week what happens. But thank you guys for watching. I will catch up with you on the next time. I'm absolutely buzzing, man. What a win.